Israel Adesanya is someone always in the news when it comes to the UFC. He has a devoted fan base who loves the way he fights and how he comes across. Recently, he has been involved in some drama with Sean Strickland. So stay tuned to today's video as we discuss I would never spar with an idiot like that. Israel Adesanya slammed Sean Strickland for hurting training partners. First up, what is happening with Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya? UFC 276 saw the two title fights of two training partners, Israel Adesanya and Alexander Volkanovski. Adesanya was fighting against Jared Cannonier, and the co-main was a trilogy fight between Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski. On Adesanya's YouTube channel, a video was released with him and Volkanovski talking about the rest of the card. They commented on a very intriguing matchup for the co-main. This was the middleweight bout between Sean Strickland and Alex Pereira. Adesanya has lost twice to Pereira, which includes one KO. When talking about the other side of this fight, Adesanya had some interesting comments about Strickland. Sean Strickland, he's a bad MF, remarked Adesanya. Like literally bad, rotten apple. But I like the guy. He's funny and he likes to talk shit as well. And his stand-up, I've seen him do more damage on YouTube in sparring than in his fights. Put it that way. I've seen his sparring footage and I would never spar with an idiot like that. I've hurt people in sparring before and I'm just like, shoot, my bad. Or I'll pull back with the body shot or whatever, but I've seen what he does. He's got many screws loose. During his surge up the middleweight rankings, Strickland has become increasingly noticeable online. The 31-year-old is a constant source of inflammatory and sometimes bigoted statements, which seem designed to shock and raise his profile more than anything else. The UFC fighter has gone viral recently when sparring footage was leaked of him hurting his opponent badly. Sparring is meant to be a test of your skill and power, but it's not a real fight. You aren't out to damage your opponent and take the win over them that way. It's just not the etiquette of it all. Strickland clearly doesn't care at all and will go full power on his sparring partners. What Adesanya said about not wanting to spar with him makes complete sense. Why would anyone want to do that? Strickland, however, has a fan base. They know he does wrong with sparring, but just like Adesanya said, he's a funny guy. People like him and the way he acts, just like Adesanya himself. We don't know what Israel said about the event now that it's over, but we are waiting for a YouTube video to release showing his reactions to the rest of the card. What did you think about all of this? The drama between Adesanya and Strickland makes a lot of sense. What Adesanya said is correct, but maybe the language he used towards Strickland might have been a little too far. What do you think? Let us know down in the comment section below. The UFC scene is changing a lot. We've had some massive changes and some newer things coming on the horizon. Many of its fighters aren't in the best light right now, whilst others are flourishing. There is new talent showing their power, and we are entering a new stage in the UFC. Characters like Paddy Pimblett show just how awesome this new social media aware generation might be. Paddy hates certain newspapers and other people talking bad about him, and it creates this awesome atmosphere. Israel is also another character who brings in lots of eyes to the UFC. But things need to change. We already know stuff is happening behind the scenes, but with the pay talk and the ongoing struggles of fighters, it needs to be quicker. Hopefully, we see some major changes over the next year or so. And now, stay tuned for some more UFC news and information from the last few weeks. Next is Israel Adesanya, one of the best fighters of this generation. His UFC record is insane, and his fighting style reflects that. He doesn't fight like a normal fighter, which is what makes him crazy entertaining to sit down and watch. He has some beef with certain fighters and has even made comments about Jake Paul. Could they possibly fight in the near future? Adesanya has become well known in the octagon for his fighting style, but outside of the UFC, he has become well known for his nerdy side. The fighter constantly talks about anime during interviews and press conferences, even doing poses from Naruto. The fighter is also covered in anime tattoos. The biggest nerd moment from this fighter was during one of his matches where he posed just like the character Rock Lee from Naruto. His opponent, without realizing, did the pose from the anime as well. It was a crazy moment where real life reflects art without anyone realizing at the time. What a crazy moment, and what a crazy fighter. Finally, these are some fighters at risk of losing their championship title. In this first match of the summer and of this video, Pereira is going to be defending his title against Prochazka. Prochazka is a very unpredictable and dangerous fighter for anyone, but especially Pereira. Sadly, out of every title fight over this summer, this is the one with the most unfavorable for the champion. We all know that Glover doesn't back down from a fight and is going to give everyone a really entertaining fight against his new opponent, but not many are actually expecting the champion Adesanya to pull off the win here. He really needs to get this fight onto the floor, otherwise Yuri is just going to destroy him with ease. However, we have seen Glover get knocked down and get back up for the win, so he could actually pull it off, but we will wait and see. Prochaska is just insane and highly unpredictable. He has given many opponents in the past some real trouble getting to knock him down, but he just keeps adapting and getting better at the sport. We know that Glover might be able to pull this off, but it's highly unlikely. What do you think about this matchup? Originally at UFC 269, we saw Pena create one of the biggest upsets of all time when she beat Nunes by submission. Nunes wants another go at Pena, and many are wondering if Pena can pull off something similar for a second time. If you watch their first fight over again, it seems like Nunes was destroying Pena in the first round. The second round saw her strikes get weaker but still affect Pena. She stuck around until Nunes gassed out and went in for the kill with her insane offense. Nunes had a great chance of taking this title back, but if Pena comes out swinging, can she keep it up? We will have to wait and find out. It looks like Volkanovski is trying to carry on his current 11-0 UFC run as he enters his third fight with Holloway. This is the trilogy fight of the summer, and fans are extremely hyped up for it all. Their last fight was very close, and it looks like this one might be as well. Both have been training incredibly hard for their next bout with one another, and we cannot wait to see it. Holloway is the hardest person in the current division for Volkanovski to beat, yet he has done it twice already. Is he going to be able to get it done a third time? The final fight in this video is the one we are most excited about, and that's Israel Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier. This is easily one of, if not the most hyped fight of the summer for many, because Adesanya is incredibly popular in the sport and online. He is a dominant fighter in the middleweight division and has sat with champs for a while now. He has been vocal about accepting any fight that comes his way, and it seems like he has a new challenger with Cannonier. This is going to be the most favorable matchup Adesanya has had in a long time, and they are both very stylistic fighters, making this even better. Cannonier has some insane power, but he doesn't seem to be much of a threat to someone like Adesanya in any other area. The knockout potential here is high, but as long as Adesanya can outstyle and move his opponent, he's going to be fine. Cannonier needs to get this fight to the ground, otherwise Adesanya is just going to destroy him hit by hit. It's a dangerous fight for both men, but it's going to be interesting seeing what happens either way. Adesanya has a massive fan base all over the internet because of his nerdy nature, so we are super excited to see him fight once again. Are you excited about this one? Let us know down below. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comments section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like this video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!